Well, Frank, more than 20 states have lowered taxes this year, and they're doing it in a couple different ways. Some sent residents their own version of a stimulus check. Others expanded tax credits for middle and low-income workers. There have been reductions in corporate, property, and sales taxes, and 11 states across the country have lowered their income tax rates. That's the most states cutting income taxes at one time in at least 2 decades, according to the Tax Foundation. Now, the list includes Wisconsin, Nebraska, Arizona. Idaho enacted its biggest tax cut ever. And joining me now in an Exchange exclusive interview is the Republican governor of Idaho, Brad Little. Governor Little, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
So your state and so many others have seen such a dramatic turnaround in your fiscal outlook. Idaho expecting $1 billion budget surplus. What's really driving that change in outlook?
Well, we were on a great trajectory before the pandemic hit. And then we suffered a body blow like most states. But we always conservatively budgeted, conservatively spent. And that should be a perpetual mission that we continue to keep spending down. And then when this surplus showed up, we just, the easiest thing for us to do was give it back to the people that paid it. So whatever you paid in 2019, this week, you're going to get 9% of that back, or $50, whichever is greater. So we're taking that money that we collected, that we believe is, above and beyond what's necessary for, prudent spending, and we're going to give it back to the taxpayers. We also did some lowering of the rates. We got the lowest rates we've had since 1936. And we did some permanent property tax relief.
So you're talking about some permanent tax cuts in addition to that tax rebate. That sounds like you're pretty confident that your state will continue to see economic growth, even though we're now seeing some questions about the impact of the Delta variant and what that could mean for economic activity and for potentially lockdowns in the future.
Well, we had the most modest of all orders during the pandemic, and we've got this record growth. We're the fastest growing state in population. We're the fastest growing state in jobs. The jobs report that came out this morning, we'll get our data soon from the states. But I've been around the state in the last week, and everywhere, everybody are raising starting wages, raising all wages, record incomes for businesses and individuals. So I see no indication. We are concerned about the new variant and some of our positivity rates, but we've just got a great booming economy here right now. And the right thing to do is to give some of that back to the taxpayers. We don't know when this is going to normalize. $5 trillion that the federal government's put in there. There's some uncertainty there, so we've got a very healthy rainy day fund. We're giving this money back. We want to see what happens when the economy normalizes, when we get through COVID and the impact of all this stimulus money.
Governor Little, this is Frank Holland back at CNBC headquarters. Just over a third of your population is fully vaccinated, about 37%. There was a mask mandate passed in your state. I know you were not in favor of it. It was actually done while you were out of town by the lieutenant governor. Don't you believe, or do you believe, that masks are an important part of the recovery? You mentioned that your state is booming. Do you think that precautions like mask mandates, social distancing, are those important parts of keeping that recovery going?
Well, I've advocated for that for over a year, and we continue to do it. Most of the best decisions are made locally between either a local health district, a city, a school board, and that's our belief here. Idaho is a very diverse state. We start at the Canadian border, go down to Nevada. It's very diverse, and the one-size-fits-all solution. But I believe in empowering businesses and local government to do the right thing, and we're advocates of vaccination and doing whatever health protocols will keep the spread down, but we are very concerned about it.
Governor Little, this is Yolanda again. How important is increasing that vaccination rate to keeping that economic boom that your state is seeing, keeping that going? And what can you do to encourage more people to get vaccinated?
We continue to message out. Myself, my public health team, local government, businesses, the medical community, we continue to put messages out. If we don't think it's working, we kind of tweak the message to try and get better penetration. You know, every day that goes by, the more people are vaccinated and protected means that their neighbors, friends, family members are aware of that. And we're just urging everybody to get vaccinated. My biggest concern, I had my State Board of Education in this room this morning, and we're talking about getting kids back in college and particularly kids back in school. Because one of the most detrimental things to the economy is if kids aren't back in school and parents are staying home with them, and that will slow down the economy. So we want the vaccination rate to get up and protect our Idaho citizens.